So this is the face I make when I had plans, but Mercury retrograde said, F your plans. So I was gonna play. Oh, what are we doing? It's on the screen. Oh, wow. I was gonna play a couple of things. I have a very, very short snippet of my documentary sizzle reel. It's only 40 seconds, but I'm ecstatic about it, right? I'm ecstatic about it. I'm really excited about the documentary. And if we could play it, if it's possible to play it, I'm going to be very happy. So let me do this. That right there is the promo for my latest book. Sorry. The promo for my latest book, The Shrouded Lighthouse. Now, a lot of people are having a difficult time, they say. We're still getting orders, but I feel like a lot of people are, somebody said more volume, please. Turn me up just a little bit. I feel like a lot of people are a little frustrated with the link because it does take the link a second to load up. Mm-hmm. So if it takes a second to load up, a lot of people will be like, all right, never mind, it don't work. Mm-hmm. But it does work. Just be patient. TheShroudedLighthouse.com. Here's some facts about TheShroudedLighthouse.com. It's scheduled to be released June of this year, 2021. It's going to go deep into the spirit work. Why? Because listen, this, and I say this all the time, this is no diss to any relationship specialists out there. But I always say most relationship specialists are sociologists. Mm. They're talking about the social norms, the social game rules, the social standards. Do you know you can achieve everything society tells you to achieve in a relationship and still be miserable? Mm-hmm. Y'all both can have the great career. Y'all both could be making money. Y'all both could be well educated, right? Y'all could be well educated. Y'all could have resources. Y'all could have some wealth, nice house on the hill, all that. But what most people do not deal with in relationship is the spiritual meaning of relationship. The spiritual meaning of relationship outweighs what society says you po to have. So many people are so focused on what society says we're po to have that we neglect the real inner work. How does the inner work manifest itself? It manifests itself in relationships. Oh, God. You know how many people waiting because they don't want to re-experience something? Yes. Do you know how many people have opted to stay single?
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? They would rather avoid relationships altogether. And what people fail to realize is being in a relationship reveals who you are, the work you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And this book is squarely focused on that. In my new book, The Shrouded Lighthouse, go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. In my new book, I use the metaphor that every person is a lighthouse. And every person has two types of light. You have visible light, right? Visible light is your personality, your physical aesthetics, your charm, your charisma, your talents, right? Your height, your sense of humor, your intelligence. These are visible light, right? But you also have dark lights. And your dark lighthouse works in the same way as your visible lighthouse works. You attract people to you, and y'all dark lights are attracted to each other because the dark light wants to be transformed into visible light. Think of it along these lines. You've seen that picture of the iceberg. You see the tip of the iceberg, that's the visible light. And then underneath, you see the massive, you don't even know how big this damn this iceberg is until you run into it. And that's the spiritual purpose of relationship, is to get that dark light exposed so you can transform it into visible light. So we talk about the two, how every person has two lighthouses, the seen and the unseen. We talk about what is a or a situation shift. You hear people talk about a situation shift. I'm saying it's a situation shift, because if you're paying attention to what this person is projecting to you, reflecting from you, now you know how to shift. But you gotta own what's coming back to you. Right? We talk about what it means to put your best face or mask forward. This goes back to the holographic relationship. Your whole story is written on your spirit, regardless of the mask you wear. Your mask is a lie.
Man, come on now.
We talk about the eventual positive purpose of unfulfilling or toxic relationships. A lot of people don't want to do this work, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put the book out. I'm telling you, it's going to be powerful. Please go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. If you go to theshroudedlighthouse.com during this show, I'm going to shout you out. Anybody that does it, I'm going to shout you out. Please hit the like button, hit the share button. And do we have the video? Can we?
Yeah.
So we can play the commercial?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Two lighthouses. Yes, the seen and the unseen. Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. New book called The Shrouded Lighthouse: How to Uncover the Silver Lining in Every Situation Shift. I delve deep into the inner work that needs to be done in order to mature spiritually. Now, this book is the follow-up to my 2019 release, The Holographic Relationship. In this book, I will talk about the two lighthouses. Go to my website right now to pre-order. The pre-order link is theshroudedlighthouse.com. The first 500 people to do so, you will get an autographed copy. Thank you all for supporting my work. We're about to change the game with this book. I appreciate you guys for always supporting the work that I do. I look forward to getting your feedback on this new book. Thank you. Yeah, right? That shit fly, right? Yeah. I love it. 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 Also, the first 500 pre-orders, I'm trying to push it, guys. The first 500 pre-orders, all those books will be autographed.
Okay.
So pre-order your copy now, theshroudedlighthouse.com. On to the next promo. Total Package Energy. I got my Total Package Energy here. Total Package Energy has pea protein for all you vegans out there, for all you healthy folk, right? Making smoothies and mix a little sea moss in here. And, you know, I'm telling you, this is good for you. 20 grams of protein per serving. Made of pea protein, the vegetable. You know, you got to tell folk, the vegetable. Right? It's unflavored, no sugars added, gluten-free, soy-free, and it's vegan. TotalPackageEnergy.com. This is my little COVID secret weapon right here.
Yeah. Total package.
B12. Very important to take B12 for your immune system and energy. And vitamin C. And these are nanotechnology, meaning they absorb in your bloodstream and in your body 8 times faster than tablets. Put it underneath your tongue. you're good. Then, of course, legendary Total Package Energy Shot has also taken on a new look, and it's also nanotechnology driven. So go to totalpackageenergy.com, tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Support, 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 support. I think we got our first Shrouded Lighthouse purchase today. Let me just shout this person out. Danielle Jones. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you pre-order right now, you're still within the 500 pre-orders. You're going to get an autographed copy. Thank you, Danielle, for doing the do. Now, X-Wolf. We got the X-Wolf video. This is a testosterone booster, black-owned business, testosterone booster. I say it's similar to Nugenics, right? Play you can't play the X-Wolf commercial. Well, testosterone booster, X-Wolf, you have to go to xlabssups.com. That's xlabssups.com. xlabssups. Let me tell you, it's got Tankat Ali in it. That should be the only thing I should tell you is in it, but it's got a lot of great ingredients in it, and it promotes healthy schlongdom.
Uh-oh. What is it again?
Schlongdom.
Okay.
The hammer.
See, brothers be trying to act funny style. After 18, 25, your testosterone starts to drop. Now, women, that cooter get juicier by 35.
Got that right.
Y'all just coming into your freaktasticness in your 30s. Am I lying?
No, you're quite right.
So, you get what I'm saying? So, men, if you want to keep up with a natural supplement, go to xlabssups.com. Terrell Vernon just purchased his copy of the Shrouded Lighthouse. Good looking Terrell Vernon. Like I said, anybody who gets it, who purchases it, I'm going to shout you out if I see the notification. CMOSbusiness.com is starting to pick up.
All right.
I talked to a CMOSbusiness.com customer today. I keep trying to tell people, you want to start your own business, your own micro business? CMOSbusiness.com is it. Why? Because we live in a time of COVID. CMOS has 93 trace minerals in it. It's good for your body. It's good for your immune system. I heard it is also good for the schlongation.
Wow. All these schlong enhancers in here.
Schlongdom. Go to CMOSbusiness.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. 800-298-8513. That's 800-298-8513. Again, they're selling in bulk. So you can then get it, process it, put it into jars, and then resell it, right? Or if you just want some for yourself, you can reach out to them for that as well. The number to dial is 800-298-8513. CMOSbusiness.com. Then, the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. My 2015 release, still going strong. It's on Amazon exclusively.
Exclusive.
On Amazon.com in 3 different formats.
3.
Kindle, paperback, as well as Audible, right? Go to Amazon.com and get the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. Also, if you want the physical copy of my 2019 release, the holographic relationship, all you got to do is go to my website, IamZoWilliams.com, and you can purchase that there as well. Also, HuriKane Report. Go to H-report.news. The HuriKane Report. Blackity black news source. No, I'm just saying, this is the Al Jazeera of news sources.
It surely
right?
is.
For black folk in America. Some people call us ADOS. Other people call us FBA. Some people call us African Americans. What I'm saying is the news is specific to our plight. I get a lot of my topics and news stories from them. Clifton Dove III just became the third person to purchase the Shrouded Lighthouse. Like I said, if you purchase the Shrouded Lighthouse and I'm aware of it, I will indeed shout you out. Everybody, get us to that goal. We're trying to get to 500 pre-orders so I can send out 500 autographed copies of this book. Let's keep going. We're nowhere near 500 orders right now, but that's all right. I believe in my folks. I believe in my people. Did I promote everything? I think I did. All right, here we go. Today's topic. Let me just say this. I cannot compensate for what you haven't worked on.
All right.
You know do you know that is a silent request from a lot of people? And it ain't just women, it's men too. We have a silent request. We want you to compensate via our standards and principles. Because you know when you're dealing with standards and principles, what's connected to standards and principles? Expectations and outcomes, right? These are my standards, these are my principles, and they are connected to the outcome that I'm expecting you to deliver. Right. I cannot and will not compensate for your unfinished inner work.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know how many people set up whole entire relationship principles based on what they haven't worked on, and then they're putting the onus on their partner?
Right.
Today's topic. This is you hear me talk about this quite a bit. Claim over blame. A deeper look into personal accountability.
Right. Love it.
How do you demonstrate personal accountability, Mimi?
A lot of times, say for instance, if I'm having a disagreement with someone or there's a situation where they're trying to bring something up to me, I'll consider what they've said, and then if it makes sense to me, then I'll start making adjustments with myself. I may even go as far to let the person know that I heard what they said the other day, and that I'm working on that because that's not really who I am, and because I see that's something that I'm doing, I want to make those changes. And so, I'm just true to that. If I notice there's something wrong, I come back. Peaches can tell you that if I have a conversation with her, and say if I think about it, I'm like, you know what, maybe I misjudged something. I will call Peaches back, and Peaches will tell you and say, hey, I think I misjudged that. I'm going to own up to it. I'm a woman like that. And so, like I said, she'll pound it, and she's done the same to me, but she knows I've called her on my own bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be accountable. I don't just talk it. I try to live it. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? At this time in the game, all you have is your word, and then who you are, your integrity, and then who are you? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't own up to things, say for instance you're in several relationships and everyone says the same thing about you, then there's something that you need
Common denominator.
You're the common denominator, so then you need to say, hey, I need to make those adjustments so that I won't be that common denominator.
Right.
Peaches, your response to the question?
I take accountability because I have to, because I can't sleep at night if I don't. I'm one of those people. I can't sleep on my anger like that, because I'm going to hit you when I'm mad about what you've done at that moment.
You saying you're going to be violent?
No, I'm saying I'm going to talk to them right then. I get down where I get mad at. Mimi can attest to that, because we had a rough patch where we was just like this when we first started the auntie.
Fucking Pisces and Scorpio.
And we
love,
both
hate ass shit.
Hey, we both crazy as hell, but we real about it. we own up to our bullshit, and that's what made us elevate and turn it into a real friendship. Because sometimes, you have two strong personalities, and in relationships, it's that way. Sometimes, like right now, I'm watching people deal with each other that are strong people, friends of mine, and it's going to be a clash because nobody wants to bend. So I'm one of those people that if I'm wrong about something, I'm going to tell you, yeah, this is where I'm wrong, but hear what I have to say about what you're saying.
Which is more important, owning where you're wrong or being heard about what you have to say about it?
Owning where I'm wrong.
So why do you say but afterwards?
Well, it depends on the situation.
So sometimes it's about being heard.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be heard.
See,
in order to, but sometimes you have to be heard in order to move forward.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you want that person to understand clearly where your head is.
Do you recognize that you cannot explain to people well enough for them to understand?
You can't, but you can explain enough. In a situation like with you and Corey's situation, you guys had a conversation. You guys explained to each other on air what the problem was. Sometimes you have to be heard.
So sometimes it's just about being heard.
Yeah, sometimes you might feel a certain type of way because you weren't heard.
Right?
Yeah, and you might be wrong in the situation, but in order for that person to adjust and say, you know what, how much do I value this person in my life? Because it's all about value, too. How much you value a person. Because if you don't value a person in your life, it's like, fuck you, raggedy motherfucker you.
But see, that sounds good.
That's my truth.
That sounds good. But most people are not really actively listening. Have you ever heard of active listening? It's actually a motherfucking... Active listening is actually a practice.
It really is.
Right? Most people are not actively listening. What most people are doing is waiting their turn to talk.
Right.
This is why when you say being heard, a lot of times motherfuckers will prioritize being heard over everything else. And that's not going to lead to a solution. Right? So you kind of like blanketed it like, oh, being heard. No, most people don't give a fuck about listening. They just want to speak.
Right, they wait for their time.
They're sitting on a goddamn conveyor belt going, when is this motherfucker going to shut up?
Right.
Because I got a lot to say about this.
Right, that's true.
And sometimes for those people, it's not even... You heard what I said. It's more about I said what I said. See, when you talking about high-level conscious motherfuckers, now you're talking about people who are actually listening.
Exactly.
And valuing what's being said. How many motherfuckers you know listen and judge and critique and look for ways to marginalize and minimize what you're saying while you're saying it?
All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Ladies, speak to it.
Well, I have to agree with what you said. People, a lot of times, are just waiting for their time to say what they have to say. Most people, it's all about them. It's not about the situation. It's about them. I see it a lot in business. I see it in relationships. I see it with people. And so I must say that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I have clients and the client needs 24-hour care and this person just wants to not call me to the last minute because it's all about them. They could have told me hours ago or the day before. They knew they had a planned trip, but they want to tell you about it the morning of. So now it's an emergency. I just use that example to just say it's all about that person. They're not upset. They don't care that I felt some kind of way about it because they have a trip to go on, and they told me when they felt like it. Is their thought. You feel me?
No,
but how inconsiderate of that is that? Like how inconsiderate of them to do something like that. But they don't care.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me hit you like this, because maybe you're a business owner.
Yes.
Now, when you're in business, because this is a very interesting conversation. Like, when you're a business owner, the key word to being a business owner is ownership.
True.
Now, if you're an effective business owner, you're an effective leader.
Yes.
If you're an effective leader, you know how to delegate responsibility.
Exactly.
True.
Because a poor leader wants to do everything themselves.
Right.
But a smart and effective leader understands I'm strong here
Right.
and I need help in these various areas.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right? So it takes a certain level of ownership, self-accountability to be able to say I'm not strong in these areas.
Oh, hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
Right? So now I must delegate this responsibility to my team.
Yes.
Right? Why is it easier to run a business than it is to run a relationship?
Because everybody doesn't want to be delegated to.
Motherfuckers don't want to take ownership.
No, not at all.
Right.
And it's so hard to say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that shit after you was going through that. Because we'll hit below the belt sometimes. Like, what I find myself doing is I'll say, okay, you know what, we're not going to talk about this anymore. And then...
But who are you to say that?
If we're talking about a situation, it depends on the situation.
Wait, just hear what I'm saying. Keep in context of what you just said.
We're not going to talk about this anymore.
Who gave you the authority to shut the conversation down?
If I brought it up, I have the right to shut it down.
Wrong.
Oh, really?
Because a conversation is a two-way street.
But
it's
if
bi-directional.
But if I'm shutting it down, I'm shutting it down because I know that it's not going to go anywhere at that moment.
It's not going to go where you want it to go?
No, it's not going to go where it should go at that moment because I'm looking at it from both sides. If we're both butting heads, say me and my dude is butting heads about something, and what is the point to keep arguing about something that you're not going to agree on?
So what you do is, instead of taking a power position by shutting the conversation down...
Which I didn't, okay.
That's what you said.
Let me finish.
Let's see where you're going to take it now that
Thank you.
Prompted.
So, if we're sitting there having an argument about something, and I know it's not going to go anywhere positive, I'm going to say, let's not talk about this right now. Why don't we talk about it later? And if he wants to, we will.
A little better.
But it's the truth. If he wants to, we will. If he don't, we won't. We'll visit it another time. And then, or he might say, don't keep bringing the same shit up.
Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Let's get this
Now
conversation
go on and chop
trending.
my shit down.
That's what I'm about to do.
Face.
Please,
Nigga,
please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Come on, you guys, hit that link. TheShroudedLighthouse.com. We're pushing for pre-orders. The book is coming out June 2021. Let's get the pre-orders. Anybody that I see pre-ordering, I will shout you out. Mimi, how would you... Now here's the thing, because I heard what she said.
Yeah, okay. Go on and cut off my light in my lighthouse.
How would you stop the conversation?
I'm in a relationship with someone, and I want the conversation to come to an end.
Yeah, you guys are having a disagreement. You guys are having a beef, right?
Mm-hmm. I would just grab him and just kiss him all over.
Now see,
now
we gonna win.
Great love to him.
Now,
bend that thing over, baby. Let's work on this. Forget about all that. Something else to do.
Yeah, that sound good too. When a nigga mad, he ain't trying to kiss your ass.
Well, let me tell you something. She said, "How do I make it stop?" So I either do that to see if that's a now. If he's like, "Oh, get up off of me," then I'm like, "Damn, baby." You know, let's try to move forward because at the end of the day, that's my boo. But if I feel like I'm being submissive to, he's upset about something, and I'm taking the other role, which is to be submissive in this regard, I feel like he's gonna go for it. If he likes me to suck his thing, you think he ain't gonna want that to happen?
Right.
Hell yeah.
Look at this.
I'm
nigga.
on all
why
fours.
you say suck a thing?
I'm just keeping real. I mean, I'm keeping it real. Like that's what I would do if I was trying to, make up. I'm sorry, baby. Ain't nothing else to talk about but this thing.
Yeah.
But again, that you know what I mean. That's
up in the dick works.
If I'm trying to just say let's not argue, I mean, if I'm just like, look, I don't even want to do this no more, baby, and I know that's the only thing. Hey, I'm doing it.
And I would say that's an effective way, right? I would say that's an effective way. If a man still want to fight after that is offered, then I really don't know what's cracking.
Right.
You know, we can talk about it after you're done. But
right. I'll feel be a little nicer then.
Let me help Peaches. And it's just a one-word answer.
Okay.
Because you're Scorpio and you're a controller. We've already talked about this. Right?
Okay.
Instead of shutting the conversation down. Because it's hard enough to get a man to start talking anyway. So if he's ready to talk, instead of shutting the conversation down because you feel like the conversation is not about to go where you think it should go, it's a one-word answer that flips everything.
What?
Or potentially, depending on the man you're dealing with.
What is that?
What is it?
You need to listen. I think you should listen. I'm not to take over her time, but I just want to say this. I know I said that in the beginning, and I meant that too, but I'm just saying there's a time to listen as well. And there's a time if your man is always holding back and he's finally releasing some information, that's an important time to let him just talk and be the person that just listens to everything he says and learn from it. Because maybe he never talks. And I'm going to step out of it now. I'm sorry.
I would say offer.
Okay, well, first of all.
Just listen. Offer.
Okay.
Just offer. Just offer. Hey, babe. Seems like a dead-end conversation from my perspective. You might not feel the same way. Tensions are rising. The last thing I want to do is argue with you. When we talk, I want to gain understanding.
Right.
So, let me offer this. Because you hear people say it all the time. Let's table this discussion until a later date when cooler heads prevail, so we can prevent from saying things to each other that we might not be able to take back.
True.
So can I offer this as a momentary solution, although it isn't a solution to the issue that we have, but can I offer this, let's chill right now and talk about it later. Then do what Mimi said do.
Of course. And, I mean, that's not a problem. I couldn't shut him up if I wanted to. But the thing is...
But I see you saying...
Yeah, I'll say I don't feel like talking about this because it'd be something so silly that we're arguing over it because it's usually some trivia type shit. And I'll be like, you know what? You know everything. I don't know shit. You the winner. And then I'll go Google the shit and be like, nah, nigga, and we'll go back. But that's all we argue about is stuff like that. We don't have those kind of issues because we got to understand it and talk directly to each other. There's no fakeness in it.
Why do you think it's so difficult for people to own their actions? So, if you point out something that somebody has done that you perceive to be disrespectful.
Oh, yes.
And you point it out. And your significant other is like, what are you talking about? Give me an example. And that's a good one. I hear that a lot. Give me an example. Like, you don't hear yourself when you talk?
Right.
Why is it so hard for people to own? Their shit. Like, if they talk down, if they disrespect, if they're cursing you out, if they're getting physical, whatever.
Because most people don't want to see their reflection of their own bullshit. They don't want to accept the fact that they fucked up on the inside or they're fucked up individuals. And we all have a period where we wake up, where you really see that person in the mirror. Everybody should have it before they're a certain age, but most people don't, unfortunately. And I'm sorry, these millennials really don't see it. There's a mirror right there. Hello? Yourself is knocking at you. You know, they don't see it. They're full of shit. They're very selfish-minded. People don't want to... Well, yeah, a lot of people don't want to express who they truly are because they don't like who they are. So when somebody calls them on their bullshit... They like, no, that's not me. Yes, it is. Look in the mirror. It's right behind you.
But is that the way you call people on their bullshit?
No, it's a nice way to call people on their bullshit. You can go the nice route first, always.
No, but this is what I mean by it. When you call people on, do you know, being the opposite of what they are is a way of calling somebody on their bullshit.
Yeah.
So hear what I'm saying. This is where envy comes from.
Okay.
Because the person who may have work to do might exhibit envy because of how you are.
Mm-hmm.
And how you are is indirectly calling them on their bullshit. See, this is the same concept that I use when I'm talking about breaking up with a woman or with a man.
Mm-hmm.
When you start growing up,
Mm-hmm.
when you start evolving, do you know breaking up is probably the easiest thing to do?
Yep.
You know why? Because the person who might be attached to you, these motherfuckers right here will have questions for how you changed.
Mm-hmm. How dare you change?
You different now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You acting funny.
You acting funny.
You think
That's
you
the
all
one
that.
I get. You acting
Do you
funny.
get what I'm saying? People will grow away from you organically if you're growing up.
Amen.
And if they refuse to grow up, there's going to be this natural parting. You see it with friends all the time.
Yes.
Every day.
You ain't got to call your friend and say, we ain't cool no more, we breaking up.
Right.
Y'all tend to just organically flow apart.
Or
Exactly.
fall apart.
Now, intimate relationships can work the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, let me tell you what accountability is. Accountability is, to me, and you guys can correct me if you think I'm wrong, because everything I say is not correct, believe me. Accountability is intimately connected to one's ability to observe oneself, right? So if I'm constantly in observation of myself, I'm watching me. Wow, that triggered me. Why? Wow, I didn't like the way that was said. Why am I tripping off of that? Why does this person get under my skin? Why does this person make me feel a certain way? Like, if you're innately connected to self-observation, it's easier to be responsible. It's easier to be culpable. It's easier to be accountable.
Right.
You know why? Because you're watching you,
Right.
right? Most people have lost sight of themselves in everything that they do. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, when you do what Peaches said, you call somebody on their shit, they see it as an attack.
Yeah.
Does this happen in intimate relationships often?
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you guys experienced that? If you have, please share.
No, absolutely. I feel like when you bring things to the table in intimate relationships, I think unless they're the type of person who is also able to look at their self-reflection, once you tell them things they don't want to hear, they have excuses, they have reasons, they have things they have baggage from the past that would create this thing to happen. There's never just like, okay, you're right and I'm wrong. Even if you identify it as something being wrong, they will definitely still find a way to twist it and make it as if they're still the victim, right? And then they reacted because of this. And so I think that's the biggest problem. I think the best thing for people to do, and even for myself, you know, if you hear something somebody's saying and it lines up, you know what I'm saying, and you take it all in, because you know you.
But you can't see that it lines up if you've lost sight of self.
Now, this is true. And people that have lost sight of self, I don't know what it would take. I guess it would take some type of disaster or something to happen for them to take sight of self. You know what I'm trying to say? When you say what you just said, you're right. If they're looking at life like that, they never take responsibility. They never say, oh yeah, it was me. It's always another reason. So I think a disaster would have to happen, or something that would have them to be in a position where they would be heartfelt and realize themselves.
Peaches, itching.
I think people are so fake to themselves.
Now this is about to be good. Say that.
I
What?
think people are so fake with themselves. They so busy sweeping who the fuck they are under the rug.
All right, come on now.
You know, just can't be real. If you can't be real with yourself, who the fuck you gonna be real with? You can't be real in a relationship. You got to like you first.
Right.
And that means not hiding who you are. If you can't go to the store without makeup on or your eyelashes on, or you can't just function, you can't go outside in front of people because you hiding who you really are. Like Corey says, putting on them costumes. But there's an outer layer of costume too, because everybody don't wear makeup. It's a lot of plain face. Queen, my sister, this shit. Bitch, fuck you. Because I don't trust you.
Conscious people.
Yeah, them bitches with the head wraps and shit. You Erica Badu fake ass wannabes. You know, because you got a dagger in the back of your hand. In your yoni box. A dagger.
In the box?
in the box. They like, bitch.
Well, goddamn.
Damn.
I'm just saying, them bitches is raggedy out there, so.
What about the people who say, in order to be accountable, you must change your behavior? Because a lot of people associate an apology or accountability with changed behavior.
You do need to change your behavior.
You think?
Because it starts like we just said. You have to like you. Like Mimi, when she said that she had to call me on her bullshit or I had to call her on her bullshit. We had to stop and think and make a change within ourselves to say, you know what? Let me hear what my homegirl's trying to say. What she's trying to convey. We're speaking two different languages here. It's something off. We was cool till we started the show together. So, what is the main factor here?
You're a controller.
It wasn't about that, though. Tell him. It was about more ego
Well, let me just say, you're a controller.
We two street women, and we about that life.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. You're a controller, and Mimi's a thug.
Mimi is a thug.
You're a controller.
I'm kind of a thug too,
but
though.
Mimi is a sensitive thug.
Yeah,
so
I'm not that sensitive.
If Mimi feels like you stepping on her toes, Mimi's going to thug up.
But see, Mimi's a controller too, because she's a businesswoman.
Well, most water signs be on that bullshit.
You have an artist controller and a business controller, and we both hood. And we both from the same place, so it was different with us. We had to assert ourselves like, who's going to be the baddest bitch here? We both are. We had to figure that out, though. You know what I'm saying? Because we was both trying to, it was like, we might as well arm wrestled or just said, fuck it. You know how niggas lock up? Let's go, nigga. But that's what it took to get to the real. And I could share that, and we be in 1,000 right now. 100,000, you know.
But y'all good. That's why.
Yeah.
Whenever y'all call with some issues, I listen. But I be like, them aunties and sisters, they gonna be fine. They gonna be in the same kitchen in a minute.
What I tell you the last time? Let me call the other fish.
Right.
Because Pisces, what I always say about you, y'all got that nice fish, and then there's that other motherfucker. You don't want to fuck with that one. That's a piranha. A barracuda.
So let me just say this. This might not be well received.
Okay.
But waiting for behavior change, to me, is like waiting for an apology.
No, you don't wait on behavior change. A person has to innately change because they want to. You don't wait for shit.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I like the way you finished my thought. That was so beautiful.
Uh-oh.
Again, there's this big thing about preempting a class.
Oh.
Okay.
When you're in college, you get overwhelmed and you go, fuck it, I'm going to drop this class. Relationship is a school.
Come on now.
It's a classroom, a highly reflective classroom. Sure, no behavior change, and I'm not talking about violence.
Yeah, of course.
Right? I'm not talking about fighting.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Right? Domestic violence, domestic disruptions. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you hit an impasse, a psychological impasse, an ideological impasse. You guys are at a point where you feel like you can't communicate. What happens for most people is, I'm going to drop this class. Or I'm going to drop this person. I'm going to preempt this interaction. But you didn't get the lesson of why you was in the goddamn relationship in the first place.
Right.
So you about to take your ass into the next relationship and have to deal with that.
Repeat your class.
You gonna repeat the
remedial.
So listen, why drop a class if you're gonna repeat it anyway?
Right.
What the fuck you dropping it for?
Man, how many repeats?
You want the same class with a different person? You think the same class with a different person, like I got a different instructor now. I have a different professor.
They teach it differently.
He teach different.
Yeah, he teaches doggy
He got
style.
extra credit.
I'm just saying, that's dick sampling. That's dick and pussy sampling.
But that's what people base their relationships on. A lot of people think the dick in the pussy is all the relationship is about. They don't get to know that person right away because they too busy fucking them right away. Then once they stop fucking as much, or a baby come and you got time to look and be like, damn, this motherfucker ain't what I thought they was about. Oh no, but it was all good at first.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, if it's not violent or overwhelmingly emotionally abusive, stick it out.
That's right.
That's right.
I believe in that.
See,
that's real.
Oh man.
See,
Ooh.
but we stick shit out for the wrong reasons.
Ooh,
We're sticking things out because we want that motherfucker that we have expectations for to deliver on the standards and principles that we have in place. I was telling the young lady today, this is why it's so difficult for motherfuckers to break up. Right? And this is what I mean by that. Sure, it's easy to break up superficially, but it's hard to break up spiritually.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what I mean by that.
It is.
You're not going to give me what I want? All right, fuck it. I'm going to get it from the next person. You carried the problem to the next relationship, which is about you, what I want, what I think I deserve.
Right.
How the fuck did you wind up with what you didn't deserve?
Right.
So God is in control. You at church on Sunday and you preaching God's in control, but he's not in control of that. How the fuck did he let this nigga that you don't deserve slip into your life?
Because he wasn't done with you the first time. God's trying to tell you something right now. Every time you try to dump somebody. I had to learn because I had a cheater on me, the one that I cried over that day on the show. This nigga just cheated and cheated and cheated, and I would not let go of him, and I didn't know why. We was only together 1 year, but it's because I had that lesson to learn still, from the first cheater. I didn't learn the lesson because I thought it was something wrong with me.
What was the lesson?
That it was nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my vagina, me, my attitude, nothing. Because that's what women go through. We like, why is he cheating on me? I know my pussy good. That's the first thing women think. Am I lying?
But pussy don't keep a man.
But we thinking like us. I'm telling you 100 right now. First thing we think is, I know my pussy good. This nigga tripping. Second thing, I give him everything. I do this, I do that.
Let me say it like this. Pussy is like a restaurant.
We know that.
Let me just say.
Tell us about the pussy.
Tell us about the pussy.
Pussy is, good pussy, right? So there's Nobu pussy.
Right.
There's Ruth Chris pussy, right?
There's Sizzler pussy.
There's Fleming's pussy, Fleming's steakhouse. Then there's Sizzler pussy.
Right.
There's Shakey's pussy.
Applebee's pussy.
There's Applebee's pussy.
Denny's.
And let me tell you something about men.
The Grand Slam.
They want a hamburger every now and again.
All them motherfucking joints ain't open all the time.
You know what? I'm running down the street.
But Denny's is. No.
I'm just saying, for the average man, he can have some great pussy. The Jack in the Box pussy.
But I had to learn that. I had to learn that
Chick-fil-A pussy.
This nigga, come off the pussy. But for real, though,
2 for 20 pussy.
I had to learn that though at a young age that it's not about the sex, it's not about this, it's not about that. It was about me as a person.
But you just said wasn't wrong with me.
But I had to learn it was nothing wrong with me. Back then,
Okay,
I thought it was something.
So let me
wrong.
flip it another way. How did you cheat on yourself? In what way did you cheat on yourself, which magnetized the real cheater in your life? How did you not show up for yourself? What shortcomings and shortcuts did you take? How did you cheat yourself, which magnetized the cheater into your life?
Because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do.
What does that mean?
To think about myself. I was too worried.
No. I said, how did
I attract him?
How did you cheat on yourself?
Let me think about that.
Cheating is a shortcut, right? Mm-hmm. Cheating is a lie, right? Cheating,
That's a good question because I never thought about it that way.
That's my point. When you look inwardly and you go, this is how I don't show up for myself.
Yeah, I have to reflect back because it was so long ago. You know, and that was my last experience with a brother like that, thank God. Whatever the lesson was, I learned it.
Did you?
Oh, I did.
If you learned it, you wouldn't be saying whatever the lesson was.
Well, there was many with him, but I know what they were, and I'm not going to say it on air, but I learned my lessons. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I learned my lessons, but I'm thinking, how did I cheat on myself? Because I wasn't respecting myself. That's how I was cheating on myself.
But this is what I said. The homeboy Pimpin' Ken wrote a book called The 48 Laws of Pimpology with Karen Hunter.
Okay.
And she put the book out. I asked Pimpin' Ken, I said, yo.
I remember him.
I said, how do you choose a potential hoe? And he made it clear. It's like she got to be, she can't be a certain kind of woman. Like,
yeah.
He was talking about a certain kind of woman, somebody that's broken, somebody that needs guidance, somebody that needs instruction.
Low self-esteem.
So that's my lighthouse.
Right.
Whatever you haven't worked on internally, you're going to magnetize into your life. If you have low self-esteem and you haven't discovered the root of it, where it comes from, I knew a young girl who was as black as this speaker right here. Midnight.
Beautiful, huh?
Beautiful little girl. Beautiful. But her brothers used to make fun of her skin color, and they got the same skin color.
Right.
Because she was a girl, they made fun of her, though.
But that affected her.
Right.
So you carry that. So if you don't find out the root of it, you now serve as a beacon for busters.
Right.
You're magnetizing these beacons or these busters, right? They're coming through to help you go, damn, this came from when I was ridiculed as a youngster.
Exactly.
Now, once you overcome that shit, then you stop attracting those types of people.
Exactly.
See, nobody wants, this is relational accountability. This is spiritual accountability. If I don't fix it with my mama, how is my man going to fix or fill that hole? How is my man going to fill the hole that me and my mama created?
Right.
He cannot.
He can't.
Or, here we go. Me and my daddy ain't talked in years. I'm still mad at my father. How is your man going to fill the hole that your father created?
He cannot.
He cannot.
Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Total sense.
So, again, I go back to this point. I make it all the time, man. Most relationship specialists, in my opinion, are sociologists.
Study people. Huh?
And they're useful.
Right.
Right? They're useful because they tell you how to navigate the societal game. Right? the brother Kevin Samuels talks about a high-value man or a high-value woman. That's based on societal rules, right? What makes a high-value man? Oh, he's making over 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever. So a woman has to behave in a certain way, right, in order to be in that dude's life. Right? These are social game rules. And like I said, the brothers that are out there teaching and speaking from this perspective, it's valuable. It teaches you how to navigate the game. Yeah. This is where the game is king.
Right.
You got to know game in the streets, because that's really where you are when you're in the dating scene, when you're looking for somebody to match you. As Michelle Obama said, find your match. What I push back on that, everybody's your match that's in your circle.
That's what pimps say, game recognized game.
But what I mean by the match part is, you don't fuck somebody unless they're a spiritual match. You think this ain't nothing, or this ain't real. How many times you thought it wasn't real and this ain't nothing and we just fucking and it turns out to be real?
Right.
And it turns out to be problematic. I'm not saying that there aren't those liaisons where you just fucking dash and everybody's cool and it's whatever. But I'm saying for the most part, the people you attract in your life have a unique relationship with not just your physical, but your spiritual as well.
They're supposed to be in my life at that moment. So I had attracted him at that moment so I could learn that lesson. I think that stemmed from me looking for that father figure or that provider, or because my dad had a lot of money at times, and my son's dad gave me all these things, and here come this other dude, and he's a manager, he's doing all this, but he was a provider to me in a lot of ways. I think I just was clinging back onto that.
Could he have represented your spoiled brat, your inner spoiled brat?
I think so. I think I had to let that was the materialistic side of me that had to be let go. It had to be, because that dope dealer, fly girl, little hustler chick, all of that shit, I had to let it all go, because that's when I was doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing when I met him. That's when I was taking weed places. I don't know the statutes of limitations, so I just say it was going places.
You know what?
So I'm just saying, niggas ain't trying to get caught up. And this ain't. But it was going international. So I had to let it all go, because I let it go for that relationship, but I think that was my exit out of that world, because he was coming out of that world.
That's fine.
That was my lesson.
Mimi?
I don't know if I'm coming from the angle of the lesson. You want to know the lesson that I've learned, or something that I've seen? You know what I noticed? A lesson I had to learn was that I have a problem with feeling like abandonment. So because when I was a kid, I was abandoned, basically, different families' homes. I mean, don't get it wrong, they took care of me, but I was from place to place, and I think because of it and because of how that made me feel, I think that I have a problem with abandonment. And so I'm like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, it's a part of me that, even speaking about it now, it has its little weight with me, because it's the facts. It's the facts, it is what it is, but I noticed that it kind of put me in a bad frame of mind at times. So now I've gotten to the point where I realize that I have an issue with it. So now I'm able to deal with it and move forward.
Well, let me ask you this. What does abandonment look and feel like to you?
It feels like as a kid I was left alone to learn the world on my own. I was taught nothing, because every place I went, they thought the other house taught me something. So the world for me was me bumping my head. The world was never anyone sitting down saying A to Z, do this and that, how I would sit down with my daughter or someone sit down, because they're expecting the other house to do it. So you're figuring my mom is young, dad is whatever. So they're all in and out of my life. I'm at one grandma's, the other grandma's, the aunts, my dad's, my mom's. I'm at 6, 7 different households. I'm moving around.
So you didn't even have any rooting somewhere?
No.
Right.
So even though at one grandma's house, they're all, and every house had its own problem.
So the expectation is the man I'm going to be with is going to be more solid than the family I was raised with.
Exactly, and I think that and because it was such a drastic thing, I overthink everything, I overanalyze everything, and I apply that on top of the abandonment because now I'm trying to make sure this don't happen. This can't happen no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know what I mean?
What I tell you yesterday?
What?
Relax.
I know, but it's just so crazy because it's like when that is your story. You know what I'm trying to say? When you do one school year at one house and then somebody picks you up for the summer and then somebody drops you back off, you don't know what that feels like. Or they pick you up and they say, "Oh, you sleeping on the couch today." You may be in a nice house, but
even though you were with friends, I mean not friends, but even though you were with family, it probably felt like a foster care situation.
I felt like I was a foster kid, basically. I felt like I'm from pillar to post. Now, when I say that to them, they're like, "Oh, well, you're with all the family," but yeah, you don't get it because at every place I go, I gotta keep the secrets from the last house. The last house, they were there molesting me. The other house, they over here, you know what I mean, abusing my grandmother. This house, this is happening. Every house has a different story. Right? And then that's a time when black people didn't go telling what happened at your house. It wasn't no Me Too movements. It wasn't get on the internet and be like, "Yeah, I was molested yesterday." It was none of that. It was you don't
put them white people in my business.
You don't tell anyone what happens at someone's house. So then there's that other part to it. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right. Loyalty to the dysfunction.
Yeah. So I was loyal. So that's why I'm loyal to the soil. That's why somebody mess with me. You know, I'm loyal because all I know is loyalty. I was taught that at a young age. You don't tell what happens here. Nope. You know what I'm trying to say? And everything I learned, even I may have been watching and listening, but everything I learned on my own from the streets, from people, from seeing someone else mess up, from me making mistakes. So there was never this person there like, "Hey, do this or that," which actually, I'm going to say this compliment about it, though, because I don't want this to be a sad topic, okay? Let me tell y'all something real, okay? This is what made character for me. This is what made me a strong woman, that I could go from the hood to Hollywood to the White House and kick it with whoever. That it makes me, people want to do business with me. It makes me strong, although I'm having this issue with the abandonment part. The other part built characteristic. It built values, trust levels. You know, I'm good in one way. You know, I'm solid. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, that one little part slows me down.
Wow, that was heavy. Thank you for sharing that. No, that's real. Keeping it real with motherfucking Mimi on Thursdays at Accelerated Radio from 8 to what?
7 to 8 p.m.
From 7 to 8, man. That was real, man. Let me just say this. Because she shared, man, y'all got to share with her, man. Hit her Cashapp. Hit Mimi's Cashapp. What is it? $ Michelle 60. Also, hit my girl, Peaches.
Yes.
Hit her Cash App. What's that? $
DAUG.
DeWagny.
Donnie Keith.
DAUGNE. Donnie Keith, man. Please show these young ladies, man, that you guys really, really respect and appreciate their candid and open discussion on this topic. Let me get back to... and somebody said it, and I believe it, man. I probably would have way more orders right now because the site does open slow for some people. But let me just do this. R. Harris 103, thank you for your purchase of the Shrouded Lighthouse, your pre-order purchase. And then Donnell C59, thank you for your Shrouded Lighthouse purchase. Please pre-order your book right now. I'm trying to shout everybody I can out. Please, please, please weather the slow website. Just weather it. Just wait. It will load. And everybody that does it today, I'm going to shout you out. So, again, first 500 pre-orders, boom. We're autographing all of those. The book will be released 2021. Back to the topic. So let me just say this. When you're really hurt, expectations take on like this monstrous importance in the relationship, right? If the work hasn't been done, if you haven't been healed, then the external expectation of others becomes primary, right? You've got to deliver, because you may not know me as well as you think you do. You've gotten past third or fourth base a couple of times. You got home a couple of times. But I haven't really shared everything that there is to share about me. And before I share that, I got to lay out these expectations, right? Oftentimes, those expectations are motherfucking inflexible. Those motherfucking expectations are unrealistic and unreasonable. Delusional. I'm gonna ask you guys a very simple question. When being in an intimate relationship with somebody, and trust me when I tell you this, it's more common than not, where they've still got a lot of work to do, and you've still got a lot of work to do, but how you guys interface is through your ideas and your expectations. How do you manage your expectations? When do you call your expectations for the other into the principal's office? When you call your expectations in and go, oh, all right, niggas, y'all tripping.
First, what do you mean by the expectation? The expectation of the outcome of the situation you're in?
The expectation that you put on the person. Remember, the expectation is an idea.
Okay.
The idea is connected to the behavioral outcome.
I used to have expectations in
now
a
you don't
relationship.
have okay.
No, because I don't know what the outcome can be or will be. I can't put an at my age fucking expectation. I'm happy we get along today, nigga.
Today.
I'm happy we like each other.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the end result after 382 relationships. Don't act like you ain't had 382 relationships.
That's what I'm saying.
There's young people that need to know the process, not the end result. I'm over here now. Okay. I'm good. We had a good day today. You had to learn to get to that point.
Like I said, I was spoiled. I was used to being a kept woman.
I bet.
I never had to want for like when I was younger because I was cute and I had a little body on me. I was athletic, so I never had to want for much. I mean, I could just bat my eyelashes, smile, and get what I wanted, but I was a hustler because I had that street in me too, so...
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, I wanted the money that the dudes was getting, but that's when my femininity had to come in. Like, you could die out here. You could get killed, raped, murdered. This nigga want to take care of you. My expectation was him taking care of me. Beat my ass was not a part of the expectations,
but it came along with it.
Internally, because I was greedy and I had to tell myself all you wanted was this, and this.
And nobody wants to have this real fucking conversation.
I was greedy.
Do you know you kick your own ass? Let me just say it. Where's this goddamn book? Motherfucking holographic relationship. Because somebody gonna motherfucking get what I said wrong and say I'm advocating that women get their ass beat.
No, you're not.
And I'm not. So let me just pull this out of the motherfucking the holographic relationship. Because...
Okay. And I'm the one that said it.
Here it is right here. There's a quote at the beginning of What is Relationship Entropy? Right? First off, let's understand entropy. The longer an energy system goes on, the more it begins to break down. What that means is, if I got a hot cup of tea and I put this motherfucker on the table, by putting it on the table and putting it in the goddamn cup, you know what happens? The heat is leaving the water, heating up the cup. The heat is now leaving the cup and heating up the table. And over time, the motherfucking tea get cool. Yep. Just by sitting that bitch out. Yep. That is an action of entropy.
Okay.
Right? So entropy is the second law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics is energy is never destroyed. It can only transform. So if I sit this bitch here long enough, that goddamn tea gonna get cold. Right. Where did the heat go?
It cooled off.
So somebody will think, well, you know what? It doesn't exist anymore. No, that energy that was in that heat still exists because energy can never be destroyed. It can only change form. Same things happen in relationship. This is why you hear motherfuckers talking about we got to get our spark back.
Right.
Remember you used to do whoopty bap and da 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 da.
Right.
Motherfucker, that was all a goddamn performance.
It was all a dream.
Now watch this. Niggas think
It was a representative.
motherfuckers think just a random motherfucker, disrespectful, abusive, whatever, comes into your life and you ain't got shit to do with it. Thomas Campbell, who writes the book My Big Toe. The word toe, because Thomas Campbell is a physicist, the word toe is what physicists use to try to describe all of reality. Toe means the theory of everything, or theory of everything. Toe. My big toe. My interpretation of the theory of everything. Scientists are trying to motherfucking get this grand understanding. Before it was called grand unified theory. Then you have the unified field. Some people said evaporation. Water evaporates. Does heat evaporate?
Yeah. It rises and evaporates. Out of the cup, the steam from the cup.
No, it transforms.
Heat is a temperature.
Yeah, but hot air rises, cool air.
We know it rises. What I'm saying is, it doesn't evaporate like water.
No. Yeah.
So let's not get off. Let's get back to Thomas's quote.
Okay. All right.
Tiny positive or negative increments in the quality of your intent over many thousands of choices eventually lead to either an increasing or decreasing of consciousness quality. Do you know your intention, your fucking intention, leads to the raising of your conscious quality or the lowering of your conscious quality? And what he's saying is tiny positive and negative increments in the quality of your intent over many thousands of choices. You chose this nigga on some bullshit. And you expect bullshit not to come back?
Oh my goodness, that's right.
It's coming right at you.
You chose him on fuck shit.
Right.
You said I was greedy.
Yep. I was.
I
I was materialistic, a crackhead's daughter. I wanted everything, all the money in the world, and I was gonna get it one way or another. And unfortunately, you're right. I attracted it by being a greedy, money-grabbing, gold-digging hoe.
Keep going. Do you see? If that's the mentality and that's the intention behind the action, nobody wants to hear me say it. Did you attract an abuser?
Yes, I did. I attracted what I deserved at that time or wanted in my life.
I'm glad you went there. Because now I'm finna say, what the fuck do you deserve?
Right.
Mimi, what do you deserve really?
What do I deserve? As far as relationship or just my life or what are we saying?
Because I hear women say it all the time. I deserve better.
Are you better?
I don't deserve this.
Well, you know what? I deserve someone who is equally yoked. Someone who we're like partners in crime, partners in business, partners in life. Someone I can communicate with. Someone who I feel like they're not going to abandon me because I know that's something I need, right? Someone that I trust.
Or something you need to overcome.
I need to overcome it, exactly. And I think when I'm around the type of energy or the person that is, then I will overcome that. And I'm
No.
fine. I'm already over. Let me reverse. I've overcome it now, but I will receive the love I deserve. That's what I should say. And the reason I say that is because if I don't acknowledge that there was a problem, right, I'll never get what I deserve because I'm holding myself back. It's self-sabotage because I'm always looking for something negative to happen. So that's self-sabotage.
And projecting.
And projecting.
And
negative,
creating a reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Negative stuff. So now that I'm to the reality of what I've done, now I'm able to receive that Boaz, that person, whoever God has intended to put in my life.
I fuck with that. Peaches, your answer? Hit the like button, hit the share button, guys. Come on, let's get it trending. This is a great topic. I don't know if y'all really...
I feel like deserve is a word that I don't really like to use. I know I'm a good woman and I'm going to be good to the right man, and he's going to treat me accordingly because he's already at that place too.
Right.
Frame it another way.
Frame it another way? Okay.
It's so egoic to say, I'm a good woman, I'm going to be good to the right man.
Okay. I deserve to be treated the way I treat you. If I'm treating you 1,000% like a king, I need to be treated 1,000% like a queen. But I can't make people do what I want them to do.
But don't you recognize that you don't... Listen.
I don't like the word deserve.
Let me tell you what you deserve.
Okay.
You deserve whatever grade you get on the internal homework you've done.
All right,
There
come
it
on.
is.
I like that. I can go for
Now,
that.
Okay,
if you did some...
I go for that.
If you bullshitted through your internal homework,
then you gonna
get a D spiritually, and then you gonna get the D externally.
Come
that
on
nigga
now.
go show up like, what's happening, my nigga?
I agree.
Like, I'm ready. Let's get it.
That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers say,
Yeah.
I deserve love, but don't love themselves.
Yeah, if
Right.
you're an alcoholic, you saying you deserve love, you don't even love you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you haven't totally accepted all the fucked up shit about yourself
And try
without judgment.
Right. They can't. They judging themselves. Like I said, they too busy being fake within themselves.
Agreed.
If you're fake, you can't even look at yourself for who you are.
That's why we have to go deeper into this. The intention behind your choices.
Right. My intentions was fucked up. I wanted out my mama house. I wanted money, and I was gonna get it.
I'm sorry, people are texting me right now.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. This is a very powerful topic. Can't you see how all of this unfinished inner work leads down the road of non-accountability? You're going to never be accountable for nothing if you haven't done the work. You're going to always blame your partner for not delivering on the expectations that you authored as a defense mechanism for your unhealed wounds.
Come on now, that's it right there.
That's where your expectations are coming from. You don't hurt me.
Right. They scared.
And what you really want to say is, don't hurt me like the other nigga did.
Right, because that shit hurt.
But the other nigga was only allowed to hurt you because you neglected yourself from an internal space.
And it's
You
not that
don't
person.
want to deal with the hurt your uncle probably inflicted upon you. You don't want to deal with that. So what you do is, let me write these expectations in my mind and make sure I enforce them.
Right.
You deserve who you are. And nobody wants to say that.
Nope.
That's true though.
This is why I go back and say, okay, no disrespect, you're a high earning man. Right? You're a high value man. Do you know how many high value men get played?
All day.
No disrespect to Dr. Dre, he's a high value man. He got to pay that money.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Tracy Morgan, that's a high value man.
Yeah.
He got to pay that money.
Got to pay.
See, listen, you live in a transactional society. This is the pimp whole game.
Yeah.
Now, you want to use relationship for what it's really for? Relationship is to uncover all the shit you've been through so you can get past it. That's what the fuck relationship is. It is a spiritual classroom. You're not attracting just any fucking body. How the fuck does their triggers and your triggers, how are y'all triggers compatible? How the fuck did that happen if that motherfucker ain't supposed to be in your life?
Where did his trigger come from?
I'm just saying, why is it that his triggers and your triggers lock up? Sync the fuck up. Why?
That's interesting. I really can't answer that, though. I mean, people attract each other because they just, like I said, if you're a fucked up individual and attract someone who is, you got to look at self. What are you going to do to change yourself? Because it starts there. I had to look at myself to say, you're materialistic because you ain't never had shit. You're materialistic because you think you cute. You're materialistic because these niggas is giving you what you want. And I saw where I could manipulate. And I could have went to the ultimate edge with it and been like Heidi Fleiss around this motherfucker. Or I could have just been like one of them queen pins on Trap Mamas. Right. Or whatever. But I had to think, you know what? You could lose your freedom. You could lose your life. You could lose, this nigga's beating the fuck out of you. What do you want to do with yourself?
So again, if you don't do self-work, that's a type of masochism. That's a type of self-inflicted abuse. I'm ignoring the work that I need to do. How many people look forward to getting into a relationship so more of their darkness can be revealed to themselves?
Forever the victim.
They don't want to be revealed. They don't want to do that.
Most motherfuckers don't want to get in for that.
No.
But that's what you should be getting in. You should be in the relationship to say, let me see what the fuck else there is to learn about me. Now, Confucius said, I think Confucius said this. Sarah, can you pull this quote up?
Remember the server is down.
Ah, damn it. You know, it's. Let me just say, guys, this is why that one picture just been sitting up there. The damn server is down. I apologize, because normally Sarah will be putting up all types of fly shit. What is this this quote? What did he say? Confucius, when he talked about conquering yourself. I should have asked the goddamn chat room, because they know. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior.
I've heard that before.
He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior.
I heard Bruce Lee say that.
Listen, that's what relationship is for. Relationship is for you to conquer yourself. It's not for you to hide from yourself.
No.
This is how I know you hiding. When the going gets tough, you get going.
Running quick.
You running because you just want to feel good. You want stimulation.
I deserve better.
I deserve better. You can't get better until you get better.
That's
right. That part.
Right? You can't receive better until you get better. Somebody meme that for me and send it to me. Somebody said the website is not working. Let me see. Working for me. Website is up. It's right here. I'm telling y'all, the website works, family. The website works. It just takes a little while. And I'm sorry that is the case, right? I'm sorry that the website is a little slow, but it does work. It just opened for me. All right? The website is open for me. It takes a second. If you're doing it on your phone or your computer, I think it opens quicker on the computer. And somebody just said this in the chat room, and I agree 100%. Yeah, I'm probably missing out on a whole crap ton of sales because the website is slow. But what am I supposed to do? Trash the website?
Duh.
Motherfucker open for me. Somebody said the website needs reparations.
They burnt out for that.
Let's get back into accountability. In a transactional society, a lot has been put on in terms of responsibility and accountability, right? Especially financially. If a motherfucker is financially accountable and responsible, by default, in most cases, that motherfucker is considered a good man. All you gotta do is go back before women's lived. Do you know how many women were in relationships suffering with tyrants?
Oh my God.
Because the bills was motherfucking paid.
Oh yeah. Women were given, like, the color purple. I know you saw the color purple, the way that Mr. was given the daughter. My great-grandmother told me that was her life. She was given away as a youngster, a teenager, to a man to be his wife. He had children. Yeah, just here, take my daughter. We can't afford her. This is, my great-grandmother told me this story. She said that's how it was back then. You went wherever. If your parents couldn't afford to feed you, you was getting married. The oldest. Didn't matter if you liked him. Didn't matter how old he was. You gonna take care of his brats and him.
That was a tough time.
Yeah, I'd have ran away.
But now the shit has flipped.
Right.
Where you had an uber masculine man during that time, now you have an effeminate man. Because of the, I'm just saying, because of the rise
doing
of
this shit to his weed.
Because of the rise of feminism. You sent me a video today where the white lady said some shit.
Yeah.
And I was glad that it was a white lady.
Yeah.
Because when I hear a lot of sisters talking, I swear to God, where that goddamn parrot? Sisters be like that parrot. Many sisters be like just a parrot.
Just repeating shit.
Sitting on the shoulder of white society. Repeating what they said about us. Repeating their definitions about who we are.
Oh yeah, she had a lot to say about us.
And it's very difficult. This is why I always tell people, go get the book by Dr. Tommy Curry, The Man Not. Because nobody sees what men go through, in particular black men go through, right? Nobody really sees the fucking heat that we had to fucking endure. The sister was telling me the old 40-year-old quote from Malcolm X. You know, the black woman is the most oppressed woman in the world, or the most oppressed person in the world. And she used the Malcolm X quote, and I'm saying that was 40 years ago when it was absolutely true. But that's not the case today. You can't, Malcolm said that 40 years ago. You can't take that and say that's today, because it's not. Things have changed dramatically. And that white woman came on and said, because the sister was basically saying black men have access to the white patriarchy. I was like, what? Most black men are like the wards of white supremacy.
Like the wards?
A ward, like
Like the warden?
Like, no. Like, Remember the old Batman?
Oh, okay.
Dick Grayson was the ward of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all black men. There are some black men who have risen to a certain level to where it's fuck what y'all say.
Right.
We're going to do this our way. One of those black men, I don't know if you guys saw The Black Godfather.
Yep.
Right?
Got the soundtrack.
Clarence Avon. Fuck what y'all talking about.
Nigga was wild.
And found his way in to where these white people had to depend on him.
Yeah. Break.
To build all of their motherfucking... But ask yourself a question. Did he have access to white patriarchy?
That's interesting.
So again, most of the women that are out there talking about, I'm a double minority. I'm black and I'm a woman. And I'm oppressed because of those two things. You trying to tell me black men aren't double minorities either? He's black and a man. Well, no, patriarchy is ubiquitous. So you mean the same motherfuckers who wrote that black people, men and women, are 3/5 of a man,
of a human
have
being.
access to the patriarchy?
Get out of here, knock it the fuck off.
Right.
Listen, man. Knock it the entire fuck.
Fuck off.
So again, we have to stop listening to them and parroting their definitions of who we are, and we have to start writing our own definitions. But you can't write your own definition if you don't print your own money.
Right.
If you don't grow your own food.
Right.
If you're not the true provider
or
owner of what makes you a man or a woman or a family or a community, then how the fuck we got access? Listen, when the white man finally says, all right, we've had enough of the dollar, shut it down.
That's it. What you gonna
All the niggas that think they super ballers are gonna be like, well, what do we use now? Because you do know they can shut down a currency and then say it's not redeemable towards the new currency.
Right. They already starting with Bitcoins.
Come on, man.
They already said Bitcoin is now accepted everywhere as payment. That's the first cursors. It's coming.
He's part of the patriarchy. Listen, if you're not mastering yourself through the spiritual vehicle of relationship, you're going to always be in a position to say somebody else did it. And what clinicians call that today is self-victimization.
Yeah.
Self-victimization is somebody else's fault.
Always.
No. You are the master of your destiny. You.
That's like when people say, I know who I am, I know what I am. No, you don't, because you are not looking at yourself.
Okay, do it another way. Stop abusing yourself.
Yes, stop abusing yourself.
If
I like
who
that.
you with is fucking you up, but you know it's gonna hurt like hell if you let them go,
know who you are and leave them.
then that's self-inflicted abuse.
Right. True.
Watch this. Buddha. I've used this example before. Buddha would be considered a bum today. A straight up homeless, dusty ass bum. Period.
Didn't he leave his kids?
Buddha would be considered a deadbeat father.
Yeah.
He would be considered somebody who ran out on his wife. His father raised him to never see the outside world. And then one day the motherfucker went outside and saw death, old age, and sickness. And that motherfucker was like, hell no, this can't be life. This ain't, that's it? You grow old, you get sick, and then you die? What the fuck? So the motherfucker went on a spiritual journey. But before he went on a spiritual journey, he had to leave his newborn baby and his wife. Do you know what Buddha named his newborn baby?
What?
Fetter.
Better.
F-E-T-T-E-R. Fetter.
What does that mean?
It means ball and chain.
Like that's what he
Ball
gave.
and
In
chain.
other
Ball
words,
and chain.
this is a bird.
But from a spiritual perspective, he was like, no, I will not be attached to this world. And what he said was, if I go over there and kiss them, or if I go over there, because they were in the bed, this nigga was in the motherfucking hallway, and he decided, if I go over there, I ain't gonna never leave. So the motherfucker did not go over there, and then he left.
Wow.
And the motherfucker went into the woods and became a goddamn bum.
Wow.
But watch this. He's really no different than Jesus. That's why they parallel Buddha's story and scripture with Jesus, because they said some of the same shit.
Right.
John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So Jesus was a sacrifice. Just like Buddha's son was a sacrifice. In order to get to a higher level of consciousness, you're going to have to sacrifice some fuck shit you do.
Right. For real. For real.
And sometimes, all right, Mimi, be safe, baby.
See you later, sis.
And sometimes,
Hey, Mimi.
oh, don't forget your Mexican sucker. Mimi's going to her show. And sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice meaningful shit.
Right.
According to the goddamn Bible, God sacrificed his only begotten to save motherfuckers who don't really give a fuck.
Yep.
You don't know a Christian today that'll sacrifice their kid
Oh no.
to save everybody else.
They wouldn't be Isaac.
You don't know a Christian today that'll be like, all right, to save everybody.
If I knew it would save everybody, I would.
No, you.
I would.
I'm gonna pick this table up and throw it against that wall. You are lying. As
I'm
much
not
as
lying.
you love your motherfucking son.
If
Come
it
on,
was
man.
gonna save, especially you said save everyone. He's one of them. If I know, just like Armageddon,
Do you
like
see
the
your
movie,
manipulative ass?
just like the
She
movie
said-
Armageddon. Oh, you saw that? My son.
He said
one of
save
them.
everyone, and he's one of them.
So
What?
I got to go. I got to go, nigga. My son gotta
You always
live.
fucking up.
That ain't
You
fucking
would-
up. That's real.
I'm just saying, you wouldn't do it.
I would.
You
Just
wouldn't
like
do
the
it.
movie
You wouldn't do it.
Armageddon, I'd be like, y'all,
But-
we gotta blow up. We
But
gonna-
that's what Buddha did. He sacrificed his family life. He sacrificed kingship. He was royal. The kingdom was his. He sacrificed wealth, family. He sacrificed it all for enlightenment. So many motherfuckers, they don't even think enlightenment is real.
They won't sacrifice a cigarette, a blunt, a drink, and some Hennessy. These niggas ain't sacrificing shit. You go in front of the weed store and tell somebody, hey man, if you stop smoking this shit today, it's gonna save everybody in the world, but it's gotta be just you. That nigga gonna say, move the fuck out my way and go get me a Swisher.
Again, if you had to sacrifice the love of your life, the most meaningful person, right, that you've ever met, the person that brings you great contentment and happiness, in order to experience enlightenment, how many of you would do it?
Yeah. Enlightenment.
Nigga, enlightenment might lead you under a motherfucking freeway overpass.
Enlightenment might lead your ass over some rattlesnakes running through talking about your faith. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
enlightenment might lead you to poverty, but you're okay with poverty.
if you make that dedication, you're gonna be okay with whatever comes your
But that's
way.
what it's a lot of selfish motherfuckers that would never do that.
There's a lot of selfish motherfuckers won't even drive you to the store if your car breaks down 5 blocks from the store, and they right there sitting there.
So it's a lot of motherfuckers who would prefer a nice leather couch and a big screen TV and a motherfucking Laker game over enlightenment. Food in the refrigerator, money in the bank account, car in the garage. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't want to wake up. They don't want to give themselves up. That's what.
Or
it
their
is.
mask, or
Yeah, the costume, none of it. They ain't giving up shit.
Hey, Peaches, where can they find you? How do people support whatever the fuck it is you're doing?
This Sunday, Valentine's Day, got a show in Hollywood. First time back
Comedy?
on stage. Yes.
Really?
Yes, it's outside though, COVID safe, but it's the first show that where I can
What
actually go
hotel?
to. It's not at a hotel. It's in Hollywood at a club. I'm gonna post it on my IG. Y'all
So you
follow
don't know?
me. I gotta look at it, and it's not enough time.
You don't want to tell people?
I was trying not to do
We got
all of-
time.
Okay. So, the Valentine show is hosted by D-Bev, the comedian. It's got a bunch of good comics on the show. We're going to be in Hollywood on Sunset, actually. Let me put on my glasses so I can read y'all the address. 742 Vine Street. So, y'all be there Sunday at 8 o'clock. It's not a-
742
Vine Street.
Vine, right?
Yeah,
In Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
The name of the club is?
It's no name. Here.
This
On
ain't
the
no
block.
club then. This is just a building.
It's
You doing a show at WeWork?
It's at the Wren Theater. It's at a
The
theater.
Wren Theater. There
Okay,
we go.
we at a theater, okay? We being bougie with it, but y'all come on through. It's gonna be a good show, and people want to get out. Tired of staying in the house.
Absolutely.
But wear a mask if you approaching me and stay about 4, 5, 6 feet away.
Oh, God.
I'm
Here
just
we go.
saying, y'all can say, "Hey, Peaches," and I'm be like, "Hey, no titty hugs."
But it's impossible not to titty hug.
They 6 feet away. You can't hug me.
I'm just saying, when you hug, your titties are involved.
Oh, you getting smothered, crushed,
What
all
the
that.
fuck?
I'm gonna give your ass a good pound though. I hold it and linger a little second, like, we
Hey,
good.
Sarah, where do people support you? What's your Cash App? Put that motherfucker up there. Listen, Sarah looks out on a regular, man. She's keeping the show popping. We appreciate her, as Jeff Brown calls her, the third rail. Thank you, man. Thank you, Sarah. Please send Sarah some bread. $ Sundays with Sarah. Okay? I mean, everybody. Just send her, like, if everybody in this motherfucker sent her $3 right now.
For the tray.
For the what?
For the tray. I'm on third woody.
For the tray, yes. Yes, please hook Sarah up with a little something. And then before I leave, tell you right now, I know the website is a little slow, but keep at it, guys. All right? Keep at it. Y'all keep timing me out because y'all not funny. Who is that? I don't. Oh, that's somebody in the chat room. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry that's
hater.
happening. But look, theshroudedlighthouse.com. Go there right now. The website will work, I promise you. Theshroudedlighthouse.com. Please support it. Please rock with us. And I promise you, you're going to enjoy this new book. Thanks everybody for chiming in. Thanks everybody for sharing their information, hitting the super chat, hitting the like button. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you so much. And we'll be back on Monday with another ZoWhat Show. All right?
Deuces, people.
Deuces.